right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Championship Sunday in the books. The season has come to a close. I am a little sad. I am already a little bit nostalgic about not being able to watch the Arsenal game for a while, but if I have certainly enjoyed it this season, and if you've enjoyed it as much as I have, go ahead and smash up the likes, subscribe to the channel, and get the notification bell on. We got plenty more coming for you over the summer.
One positive for you though is you get to see Arsenal this summer, so
I
the
do.
days are, you can start counting down the days.
I do. I texted. I was texting somebody about it. The next time I watch Arsenal will be live, so that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Pretty excited about that. Will be the first time I've ever seen them live, so that's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the Arsenal,
It was fun.
we did host Wolverhampton, who didn't show up. I mean, I guess you could call it a hosting, but the guests never showed.
The enigma that is the Wolves.
Right? Who knew what they were bringing? I certainly didn't predict 5-0. But I guess as that game was going on, I was thinking to myself, I should have seen this coming. Arsenal tend to show up on the last day. I don't know what it is. Maybe Xhaka wanted a nice little farewell. Got himself a couple of goals. We did try out the formation that was awful last weekend. We did the same thing. The Thomas Partey playing right back when we don't have the ball, and it looks like a double pivot in the bottom of the midfield. I guess it's his way of squeezing Jorginho and Partey onto the field at the same time. Jorginho's been performing better in the pure 6 role, and so he wanted to get Partey on the field as well, I guess. And I think it's kind of, I think he's practicing a different look for next season so that we aren't so one-dimensional as far as how we approach games when we, and it's kind of a basic thing, really. It's an overload. He's just trying to create an overload on one side. When we play this way, Odegaard stays on the right, kind of in the right channel. But Wolves just didn't pick it up. Wolves didn't mark it at all. Forest last week just went with us. Yeah, you're going to overload this side? All right, we'll overload the side too. We'll just play on the right-hand side of the field. No problem. Wolves were like, yeah, we're going to keep it spread out. We don't want you to get the cross. We don't want you to get that quick cross-field ball in. And we ripped them apart. But yeah, I thought it was kind of a basic thing. I was watching 3-4 games at once, so it was, it was kind of had my eye on Chelsea, had my eye on the Everton game, obviously, and I switched from Chelsea to Leicester at halftime. So I was a bit all over the place, but it did look to me like Wolves just didn't respect the fact that we were going to have such an overload. And the passing was a lot swifter, a lot more crisp. And I guess if we've worked on it for 2 straight weeks now, we have a little bit more of it, a little bit more comfortable with it. And when you give Odegaard space like that, he's just going to tear you up. And that's what happened. I think for me, one of the biggest things was that Xhaka scored again. And ended, and it was, and what a goal it was, by the way. I don't know if you caught the highlights on that one, but that was dirty. Absolutely nasty. Does the guy in the box so hard and just slots it home right in the corner. Certainly enjoyed that goal. But yeah, I'm still trying to not think about the fact that Xhaka's leaving. Kieran Tierney might be leaving. I hated him for a long time. Not gonna lie.
We've discussed it.
Yeah. I was not a fan. And then he comes back and has one of the best seasons of his career, possibly the best. and now he might be gone. Although in the press conference yesterday, or was it the day before, somebody asked Arteta about Xhaka leaving, and he goes, "What? Who said that?" And then they moved on. so, so who knows, man? I really hope we keep the team together and keep building, keep moving forward. But as far as this game goes, yeah, we pretty much ran the whole thing, and I was surprised. I mean, yeah, you called it, Patrick. The enigma that is Wolves. Who knew? Who knew what was going to show up? Raul Jimenez was playing. I was expecting Diego to be doing Diego things, but
He loved doing that to Arsenal.
oh yeah, oh I still remember a game when
Gabrielle.
oh exactly, not the one that's in there now, but Gabriel Paulista.
Yeah.
And Diego was like tugging on his shorts or something and got Gabrielle to punch him. Straight red.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. It was that might have been Arsene Wenger's like 600th game or
I
something.
think it was. I think that's the one where him and Jose got into a fight.
Yeah. We got wrecked. Chelsea won like 6-0 or something.
6-0. Yep.
Awful. It was awful. Yeah. Good grief. Yeah.
Mohamed Salah scored in that one.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
Goal
like
salad.
a Salah Chelsea goal. That's a bit of a
Mm-hmm.
collector's item.
Indeed.
But did y'all catch the highlights on this one? Any thoughts on Arsenal?
I just saw the goals. They look good. I will say this, and this is maybe for later discussion, but what do you think? Not wrapping up the season by any means, but when you see Arteta start to mess with the lineups like this, do you think that this is something that would be actually successful inside of a season where games actually matter? Or do you think that you don't have the personnel to do this consistently? Instead of being one dimensional, you having multiple tactics to throw at teams. Do you have the personnel to run this new system that he's been trying to get together, or do you think it's kind of pointless?
No, I definitely think we have the personnel, and I see what he's trying to do. It's going to depend on our opposition. It's going to depend on who we're playing and if they're going to be in a really low block, if they're going to overload the side with us, you know. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of it. It because the first time, just from the Forest game, Trossard and Xhaka or whoever is going to be in that role were barely in the game. We didn't play it to the left side. We were very, very heavy down the right. But in this game, there was a lot more. Or in the Wolves game, there's a lot more. Playing across, coming back around the back of it with Jorginho. Partey didn't camp the right side as much. He did stay over there, obviously, in defense without the ball. He's responsible for the right back role. And so I think that with 2.5 months to work on it, if he employs it in the proper games, I think it can be successful.
Just wondering. I find it interesting that he's trying to get Partey on the field a lot more, because this last 6 weeks he's been not very good.
Fatigue, probably.
Yeah, fatigue, most definitely. But I mean, he just hasn't been that good, and then you put him in a different position, so to speak, and it's like maybe there should be somebody else in that position. Is kind of what I'm getting at.
I can definitely see that. I could definitely see, because for me, I would rather have a Johnny Stones or a Kyle Walker type player. Somebody whose background is defense, but they're also a ball player. Like, who knew that John Stones would turn out to be?
John Stones can play in the midfield, bro.
Yeah,
he's a midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
center back. Right.
We want somebody who is locked down in defense, but also you know,
Pass a ball.
can
Take a
dictate
pass. Yeah.
can
Right.
dictate the game. So shout out Johnny Stones.
For real.